The seat in the House labeled Honorable Denise Barrow, Queen Square, remains empty since the first House meeting after the November 2020 general elections. Denise Barrow, popularly known as Sista B, has been a no-show, and at the June 30th House meeting, Prime Minister John Besenio raised discontent with the elected parliamentarians' notable absence.
Today is the 20th House meeting that we have since we were elected, Madam Speaker. Please, 20th House meetings, and the honourable member from Queen Square has refused to come to House meetings. I find that disrespectful to this House, disrespectful to the people of Queen Square.
The PM's critique of Barrow prompted the leader of the opposition, Mesopotamia Area Representative Moses Shine Barrow, to interrupt the proceedings from his seat, repeatedly yelling, quote, "Change the standing orders." Barrow later explained to the media that the Queen Square Area Representative is not breaking any rule by the current standing orders.
If the government has a problem with the standing orders, change it. She's complying with the standing orders. The standing orders require that she give notice to the Speaker of the House and the Speaker excuses her. If the government objects to that, then they have the majority to change it and require that either she comes to the House or she doesn't.
In another setting, Barrow told reporters that the Queen Square Area Representative is not conspicuously absent, but merely going by her policy.
It's not conspicuous, it's a matter of her policy, and we accept that, and the majority of the government parliamentarians have the ability to change that. And whenever they decide to change that, then the member from Queen Square will have to comply or else.
And before he took his seat that day, Prime Minister Besenio was sure to make a request to have the standing orders amended to make attendance mandatory.
Madam Speaker, I am asking the chairman that's responsible for the standing orders, Madam Speaker, to make an amendment to the standing orders so we can deal with any member that refuses to come to House meetings.
It was a request that House Speaker Valerie Woods made a note of, and when she sat down with News 5 to discuss the topic, she explained what the current standing orders require on the issue of attendance.
These standing orders are from about 1967, thereabouts. And you may have heard me say either in the House or in some other setting that they do need to be amended for several reasons. Modernization, to ensure that the rules that listed actually cover what is being practiced in the National Assembly of Belize. It goes on to say that if the member before the end of the last of the amount of sittings that are referred to in the paragraph, which is 6 consecutive meetings occurring in the same session, but within a period of no longer than 3 months. So if the last of those that the member misses, if at that time the member had not received leave of the Speaker to be absent for that last one, which would be the 6th consecutive, then the member has to vacate his or her seat. The National Assembly of Belize has never met every week, but the standing orders are premised that you have a House that meets every Friday. So if you have a House that meets every Friday, then you can understand Standing Order 84 being enforceable. 6 consecutive meetings being missed within a 3-month period. So either the National Assembly will start meeting every Friday, which I don't think will occur, or the standing orders, again, that's another standing order as an example that needs to be amended.
PUP standard bearer Alan Pollard ran against Barrow in the last general election in Queen Square. he feels strongly about the issue. So does Queen Square voter Dana Young.
It's one, disappointing to see. It's disheartening. And most importantly, I think it's a dangerous act in terms of setting precedent to any representative who would feel as if though they can get away with something like that. And I think it's something that now that we're seeing more people trying to be involved in the process, more people wanting to lead, I think it's even more sad that, you know, someone who actually has the opportunity to represent the people of their constituency and not show up. And I know that people from the constituency have reached out to the party to try to trigger that amendment sooner than later, because every House meeting it's happening, right? And it won't stop, obviously. And I personally have gotten so many complaints and so many people who are just expressing their disdain with having to see this repeatedly and nothing being done about it.
She get up and stand up for we, talk how she feel, because we don't put her there, you know. She don't want there with we again. We have to say that to go.
According to Speaker Woods, there is discussion now on the matter of changing the standing orders to make House attendance mandatory for elected representatives, but she does not have any control on the matter.
The next question that I was asked is, well, why don't you make the change? You're the Speaker. So there's a quirky little thing about that, and that's that the Speaker does not sit on any of the House committees. Which is a bit of an odd thing. It is dependent and incumbent upon the Standing Orders Committee to look at the suggestions, recommendations, concerns regarding standing orders, and then to bring a motion to the House.
Denise Barrow will not be in the race for the next general elections, as Godwin Haylock is the UDP's new standard bearer in Queen Square. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.